Welcome to Martial Mastery Media. Today, we're delving into the captivating and rhythmic world of capoeira, a martial art that blends combat, dance, music, and acrobatics into a powerful expression of cultural identity and resistance. With roots in the African diaspora of Brazil, capoeira is more than just a fighting style. It's a living testament to the resilience and creativity of enslaved peoples who used this art form as a means of survival and expression. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our in-depth explorations of martial arts history. Let's explore the rich and vibrant history of capoeira. Main content: the story of capoeira begins in the 16th century, during the era of Portuguese colonization in Brazil. Millions of Africans were forcibly brought to Brazil as slaves, primarily from West and Central Africa. These enslaved people brought with them a rich tapestry of cultural traditions, languages, and spiritual practices. Despite the brutal conditions of slavery, they found ways to preserve and adapt their cultural heritage in the New World. Capoeira emerged from this crucible of oppression and survival, evolving as a form of resistance and a means of self-defense against the violent repression of slave masters. Capoeira's origins are rooted in the need for survival. Enslaved Africans developed this martial art as a way to defend themselves and their communities. However, capoeira was not just a means of combat, it was also a way to maintain cultural identity and foster a sense of community among the enslaved. The art form was practiced in secret, often disguised as a dance to avoid detection by slave owners. The fluid, acrobatic movements of capoeira allowed practitioners to mask their training as a form of ritualistic dance, complete with music and song, which were integral to the practice. This combination of martial techniques and cultural expression gave capoeira a unique place in the history of resistance. Central to the practice of capoeira is the concept of militia, a form of cunning or trickery. This principle is reflected in the deceptive movements and strategies used by capoeiristas to outmaneuver their opponents. In the roda, or circle, where capoeira is performed, two practitioners engage in a playful yet competitive exchange of techniques, testing each other's skills and creativity. The roda is surrounded by fellow capoeiristas who sing, clap, and play instruments such as the berimbau, a single-stringed instrument that dictates the rhythm of the game, atabaque, a drum, and pandeiro, a tambourine. The music is not just an accompaniment but a driving force, setting the pace and tone of the game, and guiding the movements of the participants. The 17th and 18th centuries saw capoeira become increasingly associated with resistance and rebellion. As enslaved Africans sought to escape their oppressors, capoeira became a tool for survival in the face of violent repression. It was particularly linked to the quilombos, communities of escaped slaves who established independent settlements in remote areas of Brazil. The most famous of these was Quilombo dos Palmares, a large and well-organized community that resisted Portuguese forces for nearly a century. In these communities, capoeira was not only a means of defense but also a symbol of freedom and defiance against colonial rule. Despite its roots in resistance, capoeira faced severe repression during the 19th century, especially after the abolition of slavery in 1888. The newly freed African Brazilian population continued to face systemic discrimination and poverty, and capoeira was seen by the authorities as a threat to public order. It was criminalized in 1890 under the Brazilian Penal Code, and those caught practicing capoeira could be arrested, beaten, and even tortured. To avoid persecution, capoeiristas often had to practice in secret, and the art form went underground, developing a reputation as a criminal activity. However, capoeira's resilience shone through, and by the early 20th century, it began to resurface, thanks in large part to the efforts of key figures who played a pivotal role in its revival and formalization. Mestre Bimba, born Manuel dos Reis Machado in 1900, is often credited with bringing capoeira into the mainstream. He developed capoeira regional, a modernized and more structured style of capoeira that emphasized efficiency and effectiveness in combat. Mestre Bimba opened the first capoeira school in 1932 in Salvador, Bahia, and worked tirelessly to gain official recognition for capoeira as a legitimate martial art. His efforts helped to remove some of the stigma associated with capoeira and played a crucial role in its acceptance by Brazilian society. Another influential figure in the history of capoeira is Mestre Pastinha, born Vicente Ferreira Pastinha in 1889. Mestre Pastinha is considered the father of capoeira Angola, a style that preserves the traditional elements of capoeira, including its connection to African culture and heritage. Mestre Pastinha emphasized the importance of maintaining the cultural and spiritual roots of capoeira, teaching his students that capoeira was not just a physical practice but a way of life. His school in Salvador became a hub for the preservation and transmission of traditional capoeira, and his influence ensured that the art form's rich history and cultural significance would not be forgotten. By the mid-20th century, capoeira had transformed from a persecuted practice into a celebrated symbol of Brazilian culture and identity. It gained international recognition and began to spread beyond Brazil's borders. Capoeira groups and schools started to emerge around the world, bringing this vibrant martial art to new audiences. Today, capoeira is practiced globally, and its influence can be seen in various forms of dance, music, and even modern mixed martial arts. Capoeira's journey from the slave quarters of colonial Brazil to the global stage is a testament to the resilience, creativity, and spirit of the African diaspora. It is a living embodiment of the struggle for freedom, the preservation of cultural identity, and the power of community. Capoeira continues to evolve, reflecting the dynamic interplay of tradition and innovation, and remains a powerful symbol of resistance and cultural pride. Conclusion: Capoeira is more than just a martial art. It is a rich cultural tradition that has survived centuries of oppression and continues to thrive as a symbol of resilience and creativity. From its origins in the slave quarters of Brazil to its current status as a global phenomenon, capoeira has left an indelible mark on the world of martial arts and beyond. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of capoeira, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of our martial arts history series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.